Hey friends, so for today I want to talk about massive transformational shifts and receiving mode. And so first off, I want you to check in with yourself. And when you hear me say massive transformational shifts, what comes to your mind? What does that feel like to you? What does that look like to you? So I know for me, whenever I used to hear that, I would be like, oh my gosh, massive transformational shift. That's like, bam, this big energy. All of a sudden, I'm not this horrible person that I am. I'm this so much greater than I ever was. And it's like this big, massive transformational shift, like big energy, that kind of a thing. And I'll be honest with you, the way now that I see massive transformational shifts, like I'm not looking for the bam. I'm not looking for that big energy. And here's why. So quite often when we desire those big, flashy, bam transformational shifts, it's actually repetition compulsion as a traumatic response. So like if you've been through any big T or little t trauma and all of a sudden your life was turned upside down, there is a part of our brain that wants to go through that again through repetition compulsion and maybe on the other side of it. So like instead of repetition compulsion to like have the traumatic event happen again in the same way, instead I want this big, massive transformational shift. And what that does is it still is abrasive to your nervous system. It still is has this energy of not accepting yourself, of not loving yourself, because you can accept and love yourself where you're at and still desire change, still desire transformation. But quite often those times that there's this yearning for this big, massive, transformational, bam shift, it kind of can coincide with a little bit of not accepting yourself and not having compassion for yourself. Really wanting things to change all of a sudden, right now. So, if you find yourself experiencing this desire for massive transformational shifts, and you're like ready to like leave the BAM mentality behind and not keep triggering yourself with a repetition compulsion of a past trauma, instead look for micro shifts. Look for those little baby steps where you're just shifting and doing things differently, but it's just a little bit at a time, and acknowledging that within yourself. So a huge component of self-love is compassion, is having compassion for yourself. And it may mean, you not agreeing with everything you've done in your past or something like that, but you can still have compassion, you can still have empathy. What else do I want to share with you guys? Oh yes, how this relates to receiving mode, the important part. So, if you are in the BAM massive transformational shift mentality and are searching for that instead of those micro shifts, I want you to just like feel into the difference between those for a second. Like say you want a cookie, and if I am force feeding you this cookie, bam, massive transformational shift, you have your cookie, woo! There's a part of you that's gonna go, wait, no, don't shove that down my throat. I just wanted a bite of a cookie at a time and to savor it and to enjoy the cookie. Versus me handing you a cookie and you taking a bite and chewing it, dipping in some milk, and then having another bite of the cookie. So like that's the different energy. And what that is receptivity. You become less receptive when you are forcing things upon yourself, forcing massive transformational shifts upon yourself, forcing yourself to be in these situations that are just like abrasive. Take a deep breath. Instead, know that you can pick up the cookie and you can take a bite and you can dip it in your milk and you can take another bite. Yeah, that's what I want to share with you guys. Anything else on this? Yeah, so keep moving and looking for those small shifts, the small shifts you get to acknowledge within yourself. And that will increase your receptivity, which then will increase your ability to go into receiving mode because your body will see it as safe. Your subconscious mind will see it as safe. If every time you receive, every time you shift, it's through these massive, abrasive, semi-traumatic ways of moving through things, you're going to keep reiterating to your subconscious mind, it is not safe to receive. It is not safe to receive. Even if it's something that you really want, even if you really want that freaking cookie, there is part of your nervous system that's going to push back and be like, don't shove that cookie down my throat. Anyway, I hope this supports you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me or leave a comment because I'm going to be posting this to the YouTube. Okay, love you guys. Bye.